Inside of Moco, there are two pain points that players are dealing with right now. One is endgame. Players are getting to around level 60 and finding themselves not having much to do but farm for experience in any creative ways, we'll say, that they can. Or two, the PvP issue, right? PvP is not in the best place inside of the game right now, which brings me to my conversation point for the day, that being, should they just completely remove PvP from Moco? Now, I have my own opinion on this, and I'm really looking for your opinions as well in the comment section throughout this video. I'm going to share with you my opinions, but I first want to state that Moco is early, guys. It's global, but not everyone can play it, and there are going to be a lot of changes that come to the game over the next 6 months. So, this is just a discussion point. This is not me saying that I think PvP should be cut from the game. But I'm curious about you, because when I do these polls, 10% of players are interested in PvP, which means 90% of players, at least at the current state of the game, are not interested in that. They'd rather do other things, such as they'd rather farm worlds or run rifts, or maybe even beat down some enemies inside of the dojo. We're all different types of players. We like different things. Now, one thing that was stated to me was from a player in one of my live streams. By the way, we live stream every day, Monday through Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Hopefully I see you guys there tomorrow. Someone stated, if I want to do PvP, I'll just go play Brawl Stars. You know, PvP inside of Moco is very different than PvP inside of Brawl Stars, and I get the point there, with Brawl Stars being a very PvP style game. So is Clash Royale, but it doesn't mean that every Supercell game has to fit a certain tiny niche. There can be overlap, in my opinion, and to be honest with you, I don't want to go play Brawl Stars. I want to invest my time and invest into my account here inside of Moco. So for me, my thoughts on PvP. I think that the outline, the setting that they have for PvP is actually pretty good. There are some things that do need some changes to make any of these game modes more desirable for people to play. And the biggest and the main one is probably going to be rewards. What I'm hearing most from the community, and what you're probably down in the comments section writing right now, is that you need to see more of a reason to participate in PvP style events. You want to see more experience. You want to see cosmetics for progression made in that type of a game mode. I completely agree, and honestly, when we think about it, this is a really easy fix. This isn't something that's so difficult that Supercell can't implement it. I mean, instead of 500 XP, they could just 5 times that. They could just double that, whatever that perfect spot is, so that players like me, players like you, can dive into PvP and say, okay, the game mode is fun and I'm getting rewarded appropriately for it, so I don't feel like I have to go and just run with a mob inside of worlds, or so I don't have to just completely continuously do dojo and grind all of that. So there is a simple fix, which is just the reward system. Also, I think being able to bring different types of game modes, again, this is a very early phase of the game. This is like V1 for the public. Things change so much. If you logged into Brawl Stars 2 years ago and hadn't logged in since, and then you log in today, the game looks very different. So does Clash Royale. So when you think about the evolution that we're going to see inside of Moco, it's going to be massive. The game is going to change so much over time. So in short, I don't think PvP should be completely removed from the game. I think it needs some tweaks. I think that the events like we have right now, the Versus Gauntlet Slugfest, I think these need some changes. As you can see, I haven't been loving the event, so I haven't been pushing the event. I'm not saying that I need to like, oh man, I need to get this extra 10K experience because I want to push it onto my account. I'm not gonna white knuckle it like that. If I don't enjoy the event, I'm probably not gonna play it. Now I'll probably play a little bit more to try and get myself to 40 to grab that extra 5,000 experience, but I probably won't be pushing it over here to 60, and I definitely don't care if I get the button masher title or not. I'd rather participate in game modes that I'm enjoying more, which could be PvP focused. It's just not going to be that event. So a few things that I think need to happen. One, events that come into the game need to offer heavy rewards, really solid rewards, especially when they're PvP focused. Not saying we need to convince players to do PvP inside of the game, but I think that it's a really nice element to Moco, and I would love to see more players enjoy playing it. If you give rewards, even this event right here, if this event just had straight progression and you didn't lose progress if you lose, and you got more progress when you win, I think this would have been a much more exciting, much more accepted event, and something that people liked much more. Although I didn't love the event itself, I really like the idea that if you're doing something with duos, that you can go in with a friend. Because when I get put in with randoms, there's no communication, there's nothing that can actually help you in the combat itself. You're literally just going in there with a random. And you know how randoms are inside of all of these games. Not ideal most of the time. So the ability to go in with teammates when you want to in events, give us better rewards during the events, and for PvP inside of the game, let's continue to evolve it, specifically with better rewards for players and with game modes that we see are doing well. I actually quite like a bunch of the game modes here. The issue is there are so many of them. When you have so many different game modes to choose from, you really dilute the player pool and you have less and less players in each game mode, which means more and more bots in each game mode. That's the other biggest complaint that I see from players, is that PvP is boring because of the bots that are in PvP. Why are there bots? Less people, not enough people are interested in the game mode. Some tweaks are needed here. They will be made. And while they're being made, head on over to the shop, slide on over to the right, and support me and my channel by inputting code ECHO. I'm a Supercell creator, been covering Supercell games for 9 years. I directly appreciate your support. Again, guys, I will be live tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I can't wait to see you guys on the live stream. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.